So on June 15th, EA Star Wars dropped their reveal trailer for the upcoming game Star Wars Squadrons. It's now been well over 2 months since that reveal, and there's already less than a month to go until we get our hands on the game. With that in mind, I thought I'd put this video together to answer some of the most frequently asked questions I'm seeing come from the game's rapidly growing community. What's up, JD here. As I mentioned, I'm going to go over some of the most frequently asked questions about Star Wars Squadrons, so let's dive right in with the obvious and then slowly work our way towards the more obscure questions. Number 1, what is it? So this is kind of basic, let's get it right out the way. Star Wars Squadrons is a first-person starfighter dogfighting game set in the Star Wars universe. It's playable on console or PC, it's got complete cross-play functionality, and it's fully playable in VR. It's set to release on October the 2nd. Which Star Wars period is this set in? So this game's actually set between episode 6 and episode 7, though far closer to episode 6. It actually takes place in the months after the Battle of Endor. However, there is also a prologue mission that's set shortly after the destruction of Alderaan that we see in episode 4. Who do I play as? So when you first load up the game, you will customise and name your own individual pilots for both the New Republic and for the Imperials. They will be flying under Vanguard Squadron and Titan Squadron respectively. You will also be able to unlock further customisation for your character by playing through the game. How much content is there? Well, when Squadrons launches in less than a month, there will be a single player campaign spanning both factions and 2 competitive PvP online modes, Dogfight Mode and Fleet Battles. In addition to this, it's also been confirmed that you can play fleet battles against the AI with either AI squad mates or your friends via online co-op. There is also a practice mode where you can spawn AI controlled capital ships and enemy squadrons, or simply run a time trial to practice with different loadouts and ships. How many ships can I fly? Well, at launch there will be 8 ships total, 4 for each faction. The ships will be X-Wing, A-Wing, Y-Wing, and U-Wing for the New Republic, and TIE Fighter, TIE Interceptor, TIE Bomber, and TIE Reaper for the Imperials. Can I customise my ship? Yes, you can. In addition to piloting these 8 ships, you can also customise both the aesthetic, using ship skins, decals, and in-cockpit trinkets, but also more importantly, you can customise their loadout and function by changing their components from a choice of over 50 options. There is 1 slot for primary weapons, 2 for auxiliaries like missiles, 1 for hull, 1 for countermeasures, 1 for engine, and if your ship has them, there's also 1 slot for shields. So Ian Frazier, the creative director at the helm of Squadrons, has described this game as a complete game at launch. As such, there are currently no plans to work on DLC, though he has said never say never, so whilst there's no harm in holding out hope, certainly don't expect any. Any chances of DLC will likely be highly dependent on Squadrons outperforming their expected sales targets. Number 8. It's an EA game, so I'm assuming there are microtransactions? Well, you've assumed wrong. There are absolutely no microtransactions in Squadrons, just like with Jedi Fallen Order. It seems EA is really trying to win back trust from the Star Wars fanbase after the controversy that surrounded Battlefront 2. How many maps are there? So there are 6 confirmed maps for multiplayer: Yavin Prime, Aceles, Nidiri Dockyards, Sisubo, Galatan, and Xavian Abyss. The recent Gamescom trailer has also confirmed that the campaign will feature locations outside of this list, as we see a mission take place above Hosnian Prime. It's not yet known whether there will be any more maps for the multiplayer though. How long is the single player campaign? Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff. There are currently no official approximations of the campaign length, but Ian Frazier has said that it is about the length one would expect from a multiplayer focused game, though it is dependent on your skill and willingness to complete every objective and optional moment throughout the campaign. Battlefront 2 had a campaign that was approximately 5 to 7 hours, so something in that range is probably what we should be expecting. Will there be a public beta? No, unfortunately there won't. This has been completely confirmed by the Squadrons community manager Charlemagne. There was a closed round of community testing back in July, and this has been sufficient to run any necessary stress tests that they feel they need to do ahead of release. So for the rest of us, we will just have to wait until October 2nd. Can I play the game using a hot ass or hands-on throttle and stick? So if you're playing on PC, then you absolutely 100% can. If you're on console, then unfortunately there's no confirmation at present. Both Xbox and PlayStation do have officially licensed hot ass, but individual games still need to have inbuilt support. The community manager has confirmed that console hot ass is under investigation, so the optimist in me believes that we will get support on console, if not at launch, then shortly afterwards by way of a patch. Will they release a version for the next gen consoles? And will I have to buy the game again to play on them? So Ian Fraser has confirmed that there are no plans to launch a separate version of this game on next gen consoles. Instead, the game will work on next gen consoles via backwards compatibility, so there's no need to worry about having to buy the game twice. Is there a ranked mode? Yes, so the online fleet battles are actually completely ranked, which means that when you're playing that mode, you will always be placed with players of a similar skill level. Will there be private matches? So currently there is no confirmation either way on this. So again, there's no harm in hoping, but don't expect them to be there because it's not been confirmed. It is, however, most likely the most requested feature, and with this game's huge potential for a competitive scene, they'd be mad not to add the feature at some stage if it isn't there at launch. Does Squadrons have esports potential? It's really hard to tell at this stage. The community will be the deciding factor in this. There are already actually some tournaments being planned, but without the private matches, it's hard to say how enjoyable these will be, both to take part in or spectate. Currently the most discussed tournament is the Calrissian Cup, which is due to take place in December, and for those interested in Squadrons' esport viability, this will be one to take interest in. And there you have it, 15 of the most frequently asked questions I see from fans who have discovered Squadrons. If you think I've missed something, then please don't hesitate to let me know what in the comments below, and I'll try and find an answer if I can. If you'd like some more in-depth information, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to be informed of future videos. I plan on discussing the ships in detail, putting together theoretical team plays for the competitively minded, and discussing how this game fits in with the Alexander Freed's Alphabet Squadron series of books. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.